Today was non-farm payroll day, and I wanted to provide an example of how CL reacted to it, and also to kind of highlight and illustrate one of the challenges I'm having with the software, Jigsaw Trading tools. Now, Jigsaw Trading tools are a great set of tools, but when you have a thin market like CL, where there's not a lot of liquidity, a lot of times you run into stuff like this, where you see over here, there's nothing on the other side of the order book, on the offer side. So you'll see a big set of orders on the bid side, and then you'll see nothing on the offer side. You'll see price jump around quite a bit. The other problem I'm running into is right here over here on the big trade window. You see a bunch of these white trades that show up. So when a trader comes in, a big trader comes in, and they place orders inside the bid-ask spread, then they show up as white. And the reason is because there's no way to actually know whether they're buying or selling. And it's not a problem or a deficiency in the product, it's a deficiency in the information that we're getting. So hopefully there's a way to resolve that, or at least work around that in some way, and discover whether these guys are actually placing buys or sell trades. It does make a difference when you've got momentum and all these white trades show up. You don't know whether they're there to stop momentum or whether to push it forward. So right now I'm making an assumption that they're adding to momentum. So if I see a bunch of white trades surrounded by green trades, I'm going to assume that they're buys pushing the momentum up. So what we had here from a price action perspective is we had a late run up on the CL, a retest, it came back down, and it had a second entry long. That second entry long was really hard to detect based on the tools, with the tools. It came up, came down, and look at the strength meter, it's roughly even. Even though we've got pushes up, we also have these opposing pushes down. We have this resistance that's keeping the price from really pushing up hard. You see in the order book, you see a rich order book on the bid side, but you also see a relatively speaking rich book on the offer side as well. So both sides have quite a bit of depth and quite a bit of liquidity. So what we're looking for is another possible setup. We kind of had this complex second entry long, and it was complex because it formed a new high. That could be the first entry long, and then this is the second entry long. And now since it came down here and formed a significant low, here we have a first entry short, and maybe we'll either get a second entry short or a failed second entry short. We're not sure whether this thing's going to keep going up for the day or whether it's going to come back down. And that's just kind of another tricky part of this price action because it retraced so hard and so far back. But notice again, look over here, the big traders, all of the white trades that are coming through. Notice over here in the order book, we've got buys that are working up, but there doesn't appear to be anything on the offer side, nothing at all. And so really kind of wondering how these trades are actually executing if there's nothing showing up in the order book. So I fast forwarded the video a little bit in time to be able to look at what's happening with the price action. You see it came up, it kind of stalled out, and what we're looking for now is we're looking for a setup on a second entry short. And I can see here in the order book that I've got a pretty deep order book on the offer side, which is great, and I've got some big sell traders coming in. So this might be a really good time to put in a sell stop, maybe underneath this bull bar. Even though it's a bull bar, and I don't like to do it typically, we do see some bear strength here. And we're just going to watch and see. We've got some smaller orders coming through on the sell side. Let's see if we get any confirmation on the big side as well. See if some of the big traders come in. And again, just kind of keeping an eye on the order book. Make sure the order book stays pretty heavy on the offer side, which it does. Okay, I'm getting a little nervous. I see this one big trader come in. Don't know if it's a prelude to more. And the other thing that I can see in the order book, you can see a lot of the orders are hitting against the bid side, and that's good. And at this level, I've hit 80 down here at this lower bid price, which is a good sign. That's a great sign. I've got more big guys coming in. I'm feeling pretty good about this right now. So this is a great time to enter this trade. More big players coming in. Not a lot of bid volume to suck up all the offers. You just have this massive influx. So again, check out how you had all of these whites come in. You can kind of assume, since they're surrounded by red, that they're also sell traders as well. We're just taking a look here, keeping an eye on the price action. So kind of the gist of working with these tools with CL for me right now is getting to know them a little bit better, trying to find patterns that work repeatedly. And I think one thing is looking for a rich order book, that it stays that way, that I don't have volume that suddenly disappears on one side or the other. Or if it does disappear, it's not my side. I'm looking for key areas where I can possibly enter, and then looking for the big players to come in, set up their positions, because more often than not, the big players coming in, when you're at a key area, they're coming in right before it takes off, not after, but usually they're the ones coming in early before it takes off, kind of helping to build up the momentum. So those are the principles that I'm going to at least try to work on to be able to find and spot good setups in CL.